Hey, I'm 76 years old, having a wonderful life, okay? I'm still working. I was born at night, but not last night. And I'm here right now telling you to try to give you some wisdom so you don't make the same mistakes I made in my life. Not that I made a lot of them, but I mean, it goes back to that thing of like Gretzky, the famous hockey player, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I've taken a lot of shots in my life, and some of them worked, some of them haven't. But you're working, you're going to spend a lot of your time on this earth working. And you're trading your time for money. Your time's going up in value as your life goes by. And the money's going down in value because the government's stealing from you because they can print as much money as they want. That's basically what causes inflation, supply and demand. But getting back to the subject here without getting sidetracked, you're trading your time for money. With this money, you're spending a lot of it foolish because basically after the basics, roof over your head, eating, food, cars, whatever it might be, phones, who knows what it is that you might love to do with your money. But what comes down to the work thing is really you're working for some future freedom, something you want to do in the future. And it's very hard because that ain't working because as you save this money, it's going down in value. So what's the answer? You got to invest. You got to invest this money. When they print more money, the money goes down in value, but other things go up in value. That's what separates the people that are doing okay financially from the ones that aren't. So you got to have assets. Okay, you got to have assets, like I said. Now, one thing, a skill is also an asset. So when you're working, there is an element of, rather than just work to earn, work to learn. Another part of it is some people get up and love going to work. Some people get up and hate going to work. I think part of that is some people love what they do. I mean, whose dream are you building when you're going to work? Are you building somebody else's dream or are you building your own dream? I'm from the school that you got to start building your own dream, even in percentages, small amounts. You got to start building your own dream because you just got to work on your own dream because that's where the happiness is. Interests are what keep humans happy. So get interested in something. Now, to not get sidetracked, what I told you about before is part of why you're working is for this future freedom. So the only way you're ever going to get to this future freedom is actually to pay yourself first. So every time you get money, you got to pay yourself first and get that money that you're paying yourself first into some type of investment that goes up in value as opposed to dollars which go down in value. I'll give you an example. I know a guy that's got a couple of them big gigantic 5-gallon glass jars full of quarters. He's had them 10, 15 years. So he's got $600 or $800 or $1,000 in each glass jar of quarters. Meanwhile, he don't understand that it buys less. It buys half of what it bought 6 years ago. So future freedom. You're working for future freedom. You're working for this happiness. You got to have assets to be able to fulfill this dream of this future freedom. Okay, the first thing anybody's going to say is, oh, I ain't got enough money to have assets. Hey, you got to start somewhere. I don't care if it's $1 a day, $5 a day. You got to start. Because in order to become an investor, you have to start. You got to start because if you just hold dollars, you're always going to lose because the dollar is going to constantly go down in value. My first new car, I'm so old, my first new car was $2,000. First time I had a hamburger at a bar, it was 35 cents. Now a new car is 40 grand, 50 grand. Now a burger in a bar, believe it or not, it's $20, $25. So if you hold dollars, you're going to lose. You got to hold assets. Okay, you're going to say, I ain't got enough money to have assets. You got to start small. What's an asset? The easiest way to have an asset, I think, at this point, is to start a brokerage account. There's so many of them you could start. I know one of the best ones to have, and I'm going to tell you about it in a minute. But you got to start a brokerage account because then you can invest in the biggest companies in the world. You can be part owner in Google, Amazon, Coca-Cola, ExxonMobil, NVIDIA, all these different companies that they're not going anywhere. Some people are going to be the bearer of bad news. Oh, the stock market's risky. The stock market's not risky. Holding dollars is risky. Okay, I got a new little acronym for all these out there. It's called LAB, L-A-B. Learn, apply, benefit. That's all, I mean, one of the big things in life is you got to learn how to learn, okay? You got to figure things out. So, I saw this on the internet just last week and I love it. Learn, apply, benefit. So what did we just learn? We learned you got to have assets. You can't hold dollars, okay? What did we learn? You got to have a brokerage account, okay? Because then you can buy into these companies. Now, you can buy real estate through a brokerage account because you can buy what's called a REIT, a real estate investment trust, REIT. You can buy into gold mines. You can buy any stock that you believe in. You can buy, like right now, I dabble in a lot of artificial intelligence stocks, robotic stocks, Bitcoin mining stocks. Okay, these growth industries. Now, I never invested when I was young. Thank God, the only thing I did do was I built a house when I was 24 years old. And to give you an example, let's say it cost back then, 1974, it cost 10 grand, 15 grand to build a house. And now we live 100 and some miles from there. I don't own that house, but we saw it. It was on the market for $780,000, in 50 years later. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So getting back to these investments, my advice to you would be start investing when you're young because time is on your side. See, for me, at 76. You never know how long I'm going to live. But basically, with this compound interest thing, like I said this on other videos with the rule of 72, you divide the interest rate into 72, and that's how long it takes your money to double. So if you, getting 10%, it takes 7 years for your money to double. So, so you got to be in the stock market. Now, the best way to be in the stock market, I think, is I have this thing called Stash. It's a company. It costs $3 a month. That's the cost to be in. You don't have to do it my way, but I'm just giving you an idea, okay? I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not telling you exactly what stocks to buy, but I'm just telling you that I'm just a random guy on YouTube. But I am telling you, you need to invest, okay? And the best way to do it is the Stash company costs $3 a month, and what happens is they take money out of your checking account every week. You decide the amount. Could be $2, it could be $50. And there's two different elements of Stash. You get a debit card and you got the brokerage account. So I personally put like $60 a week in for the last 5 years. 25 to my debit card, I get the debit card. Now if I eat at McDonald's with that debit card, I don't eat at McDonald's, I'm just making an analogy, I get McDonald's stock. If I buy gas at ExxonMobil, I get a couple cents of ExxonMobil stock. So it's a good way to get your cash back in the stock market. Now with the brokerage account, it just sits there and I pick what stocks to buy. I happen to just like the Magnificent Seven. Anybody that knows anything about the stock market knows they're the 7 biggest stocks. Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, NVIDIA. And I'm not here to tell you what stocks to buy. What I am telling you is you need to get investing. And you need to start somewhere because even if it's $5 a week into your investing and $5 into the Stash cash account don't matter because you're going to spend that and get cash back. What I'm trying to say is like with that $25 a week I put in Stash, I did that one year. And then it turns out after 50 weeks, I had something like... I can't remember the number. I mean, I would just tell you it was, $1,200 I think it was that I had to go to Maine on vacation from just saving $25 a week. $25 a week might be a lot to some people, it might be nothing to some people. Now, the brokerage account, I bought a lot of different stocks. I was lucky. I rode NVIDIA up when it was going up crazy amounts, but I'm not here to tell you what stock to buy. There's so many guys out on YouTube that, you could just YouTube or Google or ChatGPT what the best stocks are. But the thing is, what I'm trying to do is get you to invest. As a beginner, I want you to begin to invest so you can have more of this future freedom. It's so simple. You got to be an investor. I want you to be an investor so you have more future freedom. The stock market is not as risky as you think. It's been going up. The S&P 500's been going up over 10% for 100 years. Okay? Whereas the people that are getting 2% in their CDs are losing their ass. Okay? Now, with Stash, I got a link below you'll be able to click to. I make money if you join Stash. Okay? You can join Stash on your own and you're still going to be the same thing. But the only benefit is with Stash, if you join and use that link, I make $30. It's a disclaimer, I do, but you make $30. So there's your first $30 to invest for free from Stash as an incentive for you to start a brokerage/debit card account with Stash. $3 a month, you're gonna love it. It has changed my life because now if ever I need money, I always keep a couple hundred in that Stash account. I just can hit a cash machine with my PIN and get money. And then I have stocks. I'm not bragging about these different stocks, but the only thing I will tell you is there are stocks. I could show you in some other video. Just look up Bloom Energy, BLOOM Energy. Look up Cipher, CIPHER, Bloom Energy. You're gonna think I'm lying, but look it up at any brokerage account. It went up 1,500% in the past year. I'm not saying every stock's gonna do that, but they're out there. In other words, if you had $100 in Bloom Energy a year ago, you'd have 1,500 now. Just saying. I'm just a random guy on YouTube. I'm not telling you to buy Bloom Energy. I'm just telling you these kind of investments are out there. If you don't have this brokerage account for these stocks and get this, you don't have a shot to ever get these returns. That's what I got for you. Don't forget, smile, be happy, change the channel in your brain, pick up a remote, change the channel in your brain to a happy channel. Have a wonderful life. That's what I got for you today. And don't forget, have a wonderful day. Think about joining Stash. Think about going on Amazon, buying my book, Road Juice. All right? I wrote a book about happiness, Road Juice. I mean, if you hang out, I'll show it to you. Here's my book, Road Juice. You can get it on Amazon. It's $14. The audio book's $14.95. But the ebook, I got it set up where it's only 99 cents. So it's a bargain. And the other thing too is, hey, here's my Stash card. I use it all the time. I enjoy it. Have a great day.